Trusted choice agent Eric Kingdon grew up amid these majestic mountains around Salt Lake City. He knows too well their beauty, their power, their fury.
I mean, they get 10, 15, 20 feet of snow. That melts and must go somewhere. It runs downhill and right through our cities and towns, and it needs to be dealt with.
You may not think of Utah as flood-prone, but you'd be wrong. Much of the country is prone to flooding. In fact, the National Flood Insurance Program protects more than 5.5 million consumers in 20,000 communities. That's why the Big I says it's critical for Congress to adopt a long-term extension of the NFIP. In recent years, lawmakers have opted for a series of short-term extensions. Last year alone, the NFIP expired 3 separate times. It is set to expire again this September. This stop-and-start approach has left independent agents and their customers wringing their hands.
And that just does not give our marketplace any certainty whatsoever that the flood program will be there for them when they need it.
Laura Bren insures many businesses and homes along Ocean City, Maryland's famed boardwalk. Virtually all of her customers are required to have flood coverage. When that protection is interrupted, it's chaos in her agency.
You know, we can't issue new policies, people can't go to settlement, they can't refinance. We had people that lost their interest rates, they had to go through the whole process again. It just created a mess.
But the biggest threat to the flood insurance program may be a new bill from Congresswoman Candace Miller, H.R. 435. The proposal would totally eliminate the NFIP and attempt to privatize it. The Big I opposes this unprecedented measure and says the private market for most flood insurance simply doesn't exist at this time.
Number one, who's going to lead it? So there's the time frame issue, but then there's also the resource issue. And it's such a gigantic project to transition that entire program from the public sector to the private sector.
Instead, the Big I strongly supports a plan by Congresswoman Judy Biggert. That bill would provide a 5-year extension of the NFIP with needed reforms, including subsidy reductions for most homes and optional business interruption and additional living expenses coverage. Independent agents say this plan would not only modernize flood coverage, but also bring stability to the economy and real estate markets.